Hey, it's Phil.
And I'm Allison. And you're listening to The Vow Factor,
the podcast where couples learn what to do
and what definitely not to do when planning a wedding.
like hiring your cousin as a DJ.
Or trusting your dog to carry the rings.
We're talking vendors, couples, chaos, and confetti.
Basically, everything you need to survive wedding planning and still want to get married at the end.
The Vow Factor.
Because love is patient,
But planning is a whole different story.
Ready? Put your headphones on. Put your headphones on.
Oh, God.
Ready? Ready? I found a cool noise. Okay, ready? It's like bubbles. Like little... Something bubbles. Shut up. Like, Allison.
Aww.
Like, yeah, I know.
Aww. This is who I chose to work with, y'all.
Yeah.
So, I would like to start this one off with third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
We're going to get at this.
We're finally doing it, though. We've been talking about doing this podcast for...
Well, you have.
Yeah, true. I think we did our first episode when I first moved here 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. We never put it out. And then we did one last year.
We did multiple last year, like 2 last year.
We did 2 last year. I didn't love them, so I didn't put them out. And now we have the right formula.
But third time's a charm. Now we have goals, ideas, a mindset, a thing, like we have a plan.
Yes.
ADHD takes a while to,
lock it in.
Yes.
You can't... Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built over a few years.
At least 2.
Minimum. I would also like to point out that we unironically both wore green, unintentionally, to sit in a green room for the podcast.
We are in our green period. Like Picasso with his blue period. We are in our sage.
True.
We're greens. It's all around us. It's a very happy color.
It is a very happy color. Well, this is officially the first podcast.
The first. We will call this one the first.
The first, yeah. Mm-hmm. This will come out first. We have already shot 3 episodes with other vendors. And
happy dance.
I was laughing yesterday because I was like, hey, welcome to the Sage and Rain podcast and blah, 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 blah. And then that was Tuesday. It is now Thursday. And as of Wednesday, we are now the Vow Factor.
Which is so fun.
So this is the first episode of
The Vow Factor.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So what do you want to talk about?
I sent you some questions.
Okay.
And I thought it would be fun for people who don't know us to get to know us a little.
Yeah.
You can either shoot the questions back, or if you have any questions for me, feel free. But first of all, let's get into what is the point of this podcast.
So, as someone who is married.
Also married.
We are not married together. Mm-mm. We're going to put that out there now. Wedding planning is a lot. And people don't really have resources to turn to that are outside of their friends who have gotten married. And that is a good resource to go to. But at the same time, it's like, who do you end up choosing when it comes to vendors, caterers, DJs, photographers, videographers, florists, stationery? There's so much stuff.
So many working parts, so many cogs in the machine.
Yes. Or do you just do it all by yourself? Planners, wedding coordinators, things like that. So there's just a lot. And I felt like it would be a really good idea to create a podcast where people can turn to actually just learn more about vendors that they might be interested in or haven't even heard of. So we've already done
223 Main.
223 Main, which these will be coming out later. We shot with Liz, who is a wedding planner, and then we shot with Nicole, who's the sales manager for Wood and Paddle, which is a caterer. We'll also be bringing couples on to talk about their wedding experience. These will more than likely be couples we specifically have worked with. and just hearing about their experience, like what was their planning experience like, what were some of their things that they wish they did or didn't do, what was their experience like working with us,
all good
and
things.
everyone else.
All good things.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. I think that's maybe going to be one of my favorite parts is reconnecting with some of our couples.
Yes,
because again, we've had some fun, amazing, laid back, wonderful couples, like just awesome people. And I feel so like you chose us. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
And that was so, I think we could dive into a little bit how we came up with Sage and Rain as our company name. And there have been multiple different iterations of what we're doing for wedding photography. It started out as just my name, and then I wanted it to be bigger than just me. So then we changed to the Black Tie Studio because I thought I was going for like a really high end, like niche market. I realized that's not me. Yeah, that's just not me as a person. That's not you as a person.
Are you saying I'm not classy and high end?
Correct.
Agreed.
Same.
Agreed.
But I felt like we were trying to, as the Black Tie, trying to like force ourselves into a box that it's not that we didn't want to be in it or belong to it. It just wasn't us, and it just felt very inauthentic.
It was like we were a pick-me girl. We were a pick-me girl, and we were trying too hard, and all of a sudden we took a step back, and we were like, that's not us.
Yeah.
We're not those people. We're not going to show up to your wedding in a full suit and tie. I mean, like if you're having a black tie affair, we'll
show up.
We'll show up.
We'll throw down. We clean up pretty well. At least I do. She's questionable.
But at the end of the day, we want the couples who they want to add like their unique spin. They see our creative ideas, our artistry, and they go, yeah, we want that.
Yeah. And so Sage comes in with literally like what Sage is used for, which is like cleansing. People use it in their homes, and it's supposed to help like kill bacterias and things like that. If you're into spirits and stuff, it gets rid of bad spirits. I am not that person. I just like the smell of it. And then
calming.
Yeah, it is very calming. Yep. And then we have Rain, which is our water element that is just go with the flow. I feel like we're really good at adapting in pretty much any situation, and we've had a lot thrown at us. So yeah, just fresh, new, going with the flow.
And I always like to add that rain on your wedding day.
Good luck.
It's good luck.
That's what they say. That's
Just
what they say. There was, were you with me on, it might have been Joe. I think it was a wedding with me and Joe, but we had the most insane thunderstorm clouds in the back of our...
Yes, I've seen the pictures of it.
Yeah.
Like you guys had them out in the field, and there's like the clouds out in the...
the clouds were just so menacing looking. But the photos came out great. It downpoured, though. It definitely like...
That means their marriage is going to last forever.
Yeah, we should have them on the podcast.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. What else?
Rapid fire questions. And by rapid fire, I mean slightly slow. What is your personal favorite part of the wedding day?
Getting ready.
I could see that, yes.
Getting ready.
I wouldn't fully agree, but it is it's like the most relaxing part where you kind of like get to, sorry, I took over your question.
No, go ahead. Please continue.
Where you get to like really know them. Like
that is one element. Yes.
They're that like, it's a little stressful. I'm under a little bit of pressure, but I'm surrounded by people that love me and everybody's got good vibes and we're just here to hang out and chill.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I think for me, like it definitely plays into that, but, I always tell people like during a consult, especially when it comes to like video, people are like, I don't really need getting ready stuff. And I'm like, look, listen, that's where all the nerves are sitting throughout the day. So there's so much story to tell leading up into that. And if we have time, we get to sit there and ask them a few questions about what they're looking forward to in their marriage, what this person brings to their life. And then we take those elements from the morning, cook those into our video. I did say cook. That was intentional. It just sets the stage and the tone for the rest of the day. So you can kind of see like that anxiety and those nerves and that like excitement that just they have to quietly bottle up within themselves. And then as they come together for the first look or down the aisle or whatever, it's just like this explosion of happiness. It's so much fun. I love it. It's my favorite part.
It's like we're lighting a TNT, like old school. We're lighting a bomb, and it's like that.
Yes. You're really hanging on to that audio adapter there.
It's my little fidget toy for the day. Maybe forever. I don't know. Maybe
what is yours?
I like the explosion. I like the part that it leads up to, which is either for some couples it's the first look, for other couples it's the aisle reveal, or even the couples that do a first touch, like that moment of like just like that friction that's like you can feel it in the air and everybody is so excited and you're just like
it is exciting
and you're just like, oh.
Do you prefer first looks or aisle reveals?
I prefer first looks because personally, for Scott and I, like we did our first look and it was just such a personal moment that we got to see each other before anybody else. And it was just really nice. It was like we got to have that moment and keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that that's not to take away from like the big moment that is an aisle reveal, because then you get to share that moment with everybody, whether you're crying or just giggling as you walk down the aisle, whatever it may be. But personally, I love a good first look.
I like it.
And then you get to have like a little moment together, just the two of you.
I think that's something that I find really important for couples. So there's two sides to it. So me and Brooke, we did she wanted to do down the aisle. She was like, no, I want everyone to watch you cry. And I was like, cool, thank you. And I did. But with the first look, that moment of like, cool, we're going to grab these photos and then just like backing off and just letting them do their thing and just talk to each other. Sometimes I'll rig a mic on the groom and you get to hear all these cute little things and like excitement, like whatever.
Have you ever heard spice? What about anything spicy?
Oh,
during their first moment?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I usually cut those out for the sake of the groom.
That's good. That's kind.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard some spicy things, but the wedding day goes by so fast, and that really is the one moment for them that they kind of just get to freeze in time, which is really cool. And then on a photographer's side, logistically, amazing, because then we can start knocking out family photos and bridal party photos and things like that.
That's the other side, like logistically from our stance. Like, if you guys do a first look, man, the rest of like the family photos go so much more smoothly because then we don't have to take you away.
Yes.
And get even more photos.
I feel like almost every one of our couples that have done a first look were able to attend their cocktail hour. I think that's the trade-off. Yes.
I think that for the most part.
Yeah.
At least at the tail end of their
wedding trend that I really love. Oh my God. Honestly, we kind of talked about it the other day. I really am starting to like the free flow in the bride's wedding party of colors and dresses and things like that. I think that's really neat. I'm seeing a lot of earthy tones coming into weddings versus like your traditional like pinks and purples and things like that, which those are cool too. Not knocking them. But just, I don't know if it's a trend or a style or whatever, just really couples allowing themselves to be themselves and also allowing their party to just be a part of it and enjoy it versus being like militant. It has to be this specific way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as a trend.
I mean, yeah, because like when I got married, I hope I wasn't militant, but I was like, hey, listen, I know that like if somebody says wear this dress, if it doesn't feel right for my body type, I'm not going to feel good. So therefore I gave my bridesmaids like the option, like here's one with that, like with straps, and here's one without straps. It's purple, it's this fabric. And I think that kind of like helped balance things. But now looking at like how the dresses have changed, I would have been like, any shade of purple within this range would have been really nice. Like whatever you feel comfortable in. Personally,
go on.
We've at the last couple of weddings that we've done, the thing, I don't know if there's an official name for it, but where the DJ puts on like a 2.5 minute song, and then we have to run around the entire
the Mission Impossible thing? You love that.
Strangely,
it is fun.
Like to me, in the back of my head, from a photographer's perspective, I like it because now the chances of Uncle Esther or Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
I don't think I think Esther's a female name.
You know what? Whatever. It's 2025.
True. I don't think Uncle Bob is going to now come up and ask for a picture with the bride and groom, or the brides or the grooms, because he already got one.
Yeah, true.
He got one.
It is really cool because you have like a 95% of your guests will be in those photos.
Yeah.
You got those, stragglers who might be outside for a smoke break or in the bathroom or things like that.
Or at the bar grabbing a drink. But like 95% of your guests, you're going to definitely have a picture of them there. And I'm like, now, okay.
Yes.
Done.
Okay.
And it's all within 2 minutes.
I know a lot of photographers that don't like doing it, but I've never had an issue as long as I get a heads up that we're going into it, so I can get a lens on that's wide enough.
Yep, wide. Give me time for DJs. Give me time to mentally prepare, because I have to like get my settings right, get everything nailed in, and then and then it's always helpful if we have like the one other person to like get the next table ready.
Yes. Yeah.
Because otherwise it's
chaos. Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. I like it.
Dream, like if a couple reached out to you and said, hey, we're gonna go get married, but you pick the location.
Oh man,
where should we get married? Your dream destination wedding.
I'm an outdoor lover, so it would be an outdoor wedding. Beaches are cool, but I'm not really into sand.
Okay, Anakin.
Well played. Star Wars themed weddings, by the way, cool trend, and Halloween themed weddings, cool trend. I'm a big Halloween fan. Obviously.
I love a good theme.
Yeah.
Themes are fun.
I think if I were to choose an outdoor wedding, it would probably be something like Yosemite or something. Like I think that would be really cool. Some type of environment like that. I don't know if you can even actually do full-blown weddings, but like I see photographers that get to do these really epic photos of couples on mountains and stuff, and like it just calls to me so much. Like that's what any mountain range anywhere in the world, let's go, except like the peak of Everest. Like I'm not trying to do all that.
So that was going to be my answer as well, because I follow a specific Instagram page, and I'd have to go and try and find it, but Banff up in Canada, where, and again, it's not like a wedding per se, it's just an elopement, or like they're getting married with just the two of them and maybe one witness. But I was like, I will wear my gear to the gym and do the Stairmaster every day to train for your wedding.
Yeah.
If you need me to, I will.
When I did so I've done 2 international weddings now. One in Greece, a lot of stairs, but it wasn't that bad. That one was cool because I had like these big like hillsides, and like you can kind of see like other islands off in the area. We were like on Mykonos. That was a fun wedding. We did Cancun as well. And honestly, the hardest part was leaving said wedding and carrying my gear out in the sand.
Oh my gosh.
And I had like 2 pelicans with me, and it was extremely windy.
That sounds...
And I was just like covered in sand and like seawater, and there was like a pretty long cocktail hour. So like I went back to my room, showered, took like a 20-minute nap, and then came back. Yeah, it was a lot.
And that's the one where you were dancing on tables, correct?
Yeah, I wasn't dancing on tables. I was dancing on chairs.
Oh, okay.
Hyping people up, and it was a party.
Really good angles for pictures.
Yeah. It was a party, and to be fair, I did know the people that we were doing this wedding for. Like, if you don't want me to stand on chairs at your wedding, I won't. Don't worry.
We're professionals.
We know our audiences. But yeah, that was a good time. Good time.
What is one thing that is always in your camera bag that is not gear?
That is not gear?
Mm-hmm.
Gear. I honestly don't think
there's not like mine. I have to have chapstick. If I don't have chapstick, like it'll like get in the back of my brain that I don't have chapstick, and then I'll start like licking my lips, and then by the end of the day it will be like full-blown chap lips because it's like crack cocaine.
Yeah.
I have to have chapstick. I'm one of those people. They're like, there's one in my purse, there's one in my car, there's one in my bathroom, there's one next to my bed.
Okay. Do batteries count as gear?
Yes, because it pertains to the things.
Yeah, I don't really keep a lot of...
You don't say like, man, I have to have a hair tie?
No. I mean, I don't even have hair.
That was the joke.
Oh. Sick.
As my husband would say, jokes are supposed to be funny.
I mean, it was funny now that I understand it. But yeah, no, I don't...
Lint roller to get rid of chase glitter.
Now that Chase is going to be a part of wedding season this year, yeah, probably a lint roller.
He blows that second coat.
Yeah. Chase is my full blonde German Shepherd mixed with a little husky, and there's a lot of hair.
I'm pretty sure he has more hair than me. Like
he has more hair than me, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, he's a dog. He has more hair than me. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, fair enough. What about, so chapstick, anything else?
Also lotion. I
think this is a girl thing.
I don't like being dry.
That's fair. See, I kind of have like this weird aversion to lotion. I don't like the way it feels on my hands. It's like greasy and oily.
Then you haven't found the right lotion. Because it's supposed to, like, your skin's supposed to go nom, 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 nom.
Heard.
You know what I mean? Like, your skin's supposed to drink it in. It's supposed to be refreshing. It's not supposed to be like slathery.
Yeah. You know what? Caffeine. A source of caffeine.
Okay, yes. And then I'd also say, now that I talked with my chiropractor about this, and I was like, why do I feel so hungover after each wedding? I drink water the whole time, and they're like, you're not getting enough electrolytes. And so now I keep little
electrolyte packets.
Yeah.
Oh
man. Those have made a world of difference.
Wow. Okay. Heard.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay. I like it.
What's your favorite way to unwind after a long wedding day?
Sitting in my car in silence and then screaming. I'm totally kidding. Honestly, depending on how long the drive is, I will probably drive in some silence for a little bit. And just kind of like recap, just think about how the day went, you know? Or like, if I want some tunes, 'cause I'm a metalhead, I might switch to something like lo-fi or something that just kind of like just brings the energy back down. Yes. Yeah. Or just like doom scrolling.
You don't like put on jock jams and like hype yourself up on the way home so that you can keep the party going?
No. No, not at all.
If there's any if there is any wedding photographer out there that does that, I need to know your secrets, because the majority of people that I've ever heard talk about this, it's, I sit in silence in my car for 10 minutes.
Yeah. I've
take
definitely,
deep breaths.
I've definitely like have even like pulled up into my driveway and just like,
It's done.
yeah, it's done. It's cool. And it's not like a bad thing or whatever. It's just weddings are a lot of energy. They take a lot of energy out of us. We're the hype team.
Yeah.
So we're throwing a lot of energy out there.
I'm like, literally, I get to work and I flip this switch and I'm like, hey, how's it going? What is that?
Oh, a little ladybug. Wow.
That startled me.
Yeah.
I flip that switch and all of a sudden I'm like this different person. I'm full of energy. I'm an extrovert. I'm jazz hands. And I'm on.
Yeah.
And then I say goodbye. I thank you so much for having me. I give my hugs. I get in the car and then I flip that switch and I go.
So depending on the wedding, sometimes it takes me a minute to like get that going. Like for you, like how you're saying, like you flip the switch and you're like, hello, it's me. I feel like, I'm kind of like getting to know my people. So like I kind of play it. I don't want to say I play it safe. Obviously I'm coming in, I'm excited, things like that. But like the amount of energy I'm going to throw into the wedding, because I want to match the couple's vibe. So like I kind of have a little bit of a slower start. I kind of rise to the occasion.
I wouldn't say that like I flip a switch and all of a sudden I turn full cheerleader. It's just that like I flip that switch of like everything else goes out of my brain and I am in wedding mode. Because when I get there and if everybody is like, the bride forgot the rings or blah, 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 and it's solemn or there's something, bad news or we're all stressed. If I read the room and I can go, okay, nobody wants to hear me.
But also if they're stressed and solemn, I do feel like we do have somewhat of a responsibility to be like, it's going to be okay.
Right.
Let's go. But we got to do that carefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about, we're currently teaching Stevie this, my daughter, reading the room. Because like sometimes she just wants to be funny all the time and that's totally okay. And we've told her like, man, we really love it when you're funny. But also we're in the middle of dinner and mom's hangry. So read the room.
Fair. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I like it.
Can I read you off my fun statistics that I looked up?
Yeah. Okay. I like statistics.
Wow. Gonna put that bad boy on mute.
Yeah.
My bad, cat.
No, you're fine.
Fun statistics that I looked up. How many weddings do you think take place in the United States in a year?
Holy cow. Are we looking at five digits?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on the right track. I
had to count digits.
I'm going to say anywhere between 50 and 60,000 weddings.
No. Sorry. Not 5 digits.
6 digits?
Wait. 100,000 million. So 7 digits.
Holy shit.
2.2 million will take place in the United States.
A year?
You have to think like we have everything from like a courthouse wedding.
True.
Elopements.
True.
Elopements. Micro weddings. Destination weddings. Do those count?
I don't know.
You're still getting married.
Yeah. 2.2 million. Wow, I was really far off.
In Chicago, it's estimated for 2025 anywhere from 55 to 60,000.
Well, so that's where I landed for the country. Sick. What is the world?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look that one up. But that's got to be a lot.
Wow.
The average cost of the The average cost of a wedding in the United States.
$35,000.
Boom, 34,000.
Ooh.
Nicely done. The average cost of a wedding in Chicago.
40,000.
50,000.
Ooh, man, Chicago, chill out.
It's pricey.
It is pricey.
We got good food and drinks and architecture.
Yeah,
Fancy things.
I guess. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What percentage of people these days meet online?
Oh, 65%.
Wow, you were really shooting up way up there. It's 30%.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
People
But-
still meet in person?
I mean, there was like the other options were like they met through friends, they went to school together,
Fair.
they met at work, things like that. But the biggest percentage of people meet online, and it's even bigger the younger you go.
Well, yeah, that makes...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about like the generation that's about to get married. It's probably like 60% of them are meeting on like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge,
Plenty of Fish, is that still a thing?
Christian Mingle, Farmers Only.
Yep.
We like farm weddings, by the way.
Ooh, love a good horses.
Nay.
I think you mean yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Are you saying nay to horse? Like no, we don't like horse.
like how horses go nay. Yeah.
So
I'll see
and then
myself out of the room.
some,
This is my room.
this is your house.
Yeah.
The trends that are currently coming up, brides.com mentioned curved or zigzag aisles or paths. So not just a straight aisle, things
What?
yeah, like it's just kind of like a curved aisle. So maybe in my brain, it was you have a group of people sitting here, a group of people sitting here, and then a group of people in the middle, and then maybe one
Oh, that'd be cool.
like, and then they could like switch off.
That would be interesting.
I don't know about the zigzag. Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
But in my brain, that like for the zigzag, it's like, oh, you're at a whatchamacallit, like a nature place, and maybe the path is kind of like a little windy.
Windy. Okay.
Windy.
Like winding
The term-
sounds better, but the term that they use, zigzag, I
Sharp
just picture
turns.
I just picture like
Robots.
Z's just I'm like, no, not here for it.
Other fads include innovative reception food, which huge fan of. Thank you.
Innovative reception food.
Like
so like
A
what?
raw bar,
A what?
raw, like raw food, oyster bar,
Oh,
late night food snackies.
yeah.
Love those. Or something with
Taco trucks.
taco trucks.
A glizzy stand. I'm trying to stay hip.
I'm so angry right now.
Hot dog stand is kind of what I'm talking about in case some people don't understand. I don't know why they call them glizzies, but
I'm so mad.
here we are.
So mad. And then the last thing that I saw was weekday weddings. How do you feel about weekday
Okay,
weddings?
so I just had an inquiry, weekday wedding, and honestly, if you can pull it off and your people will come, it'll save you a ton of money. I think it's great. I have no problem discounting for a weekday wedding. None.
I would be psyched to be like, can't this Wednesday, I'm going into the city to shoot a wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, I will say, and this is something you'll hear me say again later in a different episode, is with the weekday weddings, if it becomes too big of a trend,
it's no longer a trend.
it'll no longer be a trend, and the pricing will end up being the same as weekend weddings. Or would it drive down the pricing of weekend weddings?
No, I don't think you could ever drive down the price of weekend weddings. Ever.
Yeah.
Weekends are where it's at because you want everybody to have the next day off. You want them to stay late. You want the people to party with you all night.
True.
Celebrating your love.
I was going to sing something
Wait.
and then I just didn't have it.
Wait, okay. This is a question that came up recently at a table with our kids. How do you make a heart with your hands?
Like
Show the camera.
that or
Okay.
or there's the
That's the
This is like the emo thing.
This is how the kids do it these days. They make
the emo kids on MySpace came up with this.
whatever.
I was emo kids.
You're still too young. I don't know about that. How do you answer the phone? What's the hand gesture you do to answer the phone?
Hey?
For young kids.
What the heck is that?
Hang up the phone.
Oh.
They have to hang up the phone. Roll down your window, your car window. Hey, I need you to roll down your car window, but how do I motion that for you? Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, all cars are electric windows. Do kids know about the rolly windows?
We had to tell the kids, they were like, what's your hand gesture? And they're like, and we're like, ours is this. And they're like, what does that even mean?
Interesting.
And I was like, well, you see, kids, back in the day,
we had to manually labor ourselves.
Our forearms were very strong.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Anyways, back to weddings. Sorry.
We're just showing our age.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this year. I'm very excited for this podcast. And I feel like this is going to be a good thing for us. I think it's going to be a great thing for couples, and just for like all the people that we work with. I mean, the name, the Vow Factor, is so cool. And at first I like said it to my wife, and I can kind of hear there's like a little uncertainty in it. And I was like, like realistically, like the people that were the vendors and stuff that we're going to bring on, like we're going to bring on people we loved working with, like if we worked with someone that was, hopefully it doesn't happen, but a terrible experience, like we don't want y'all to like have to worry about them.
Hire them.
Yeah. So it's people that deliver the wow factor, it kind of plays into itself. So, I'm excited to be that source of, for us to be that source of like connection, or like, a point where people are like reaching out to vendors because, hey, we saw you on the podcast. We thought this was awesome. Or, they hear about a couple's experience and they're like, oh, I was going to do that. And they're saying that's a really bad idea to do that. And we should have done this. Like, I'm just hoping that this can give a lot of like education to people that are kind of just going through the process of planning a wedding, because it's not easy.
It's not easy, especially if you're young, or maybe you don't have a lot of friends who've gotten married yet. You're the first. Hopefully you're only planning a wedding once.
I think something too for couples to think about when you are looking for vendors. I think this is really important. The Knot is a really big, massive outlet for people to find certain vendors. You can pay to be on that first page. So that's something to think about. And I'm not knocking it. If you're paying to be on that page, awesome. That's incredible. Just make sure you're delivering that like top tier service. I think that's huge. So always do your research on the people that you're going to work with. Just because you land on someone's wedding page and they're like, I was featured here, or we're a preferred guest here, there, whatever. Still do the research on experiences that people have had with them, because I could easily say that I, am a preferred vendor anywhere, realistically. So I just want this to be an open, honest spot for people to really be able to dive into something, or into different people and vendors where they're like, okay, I have a good idea of how they're going to operate. I'm getting an idea of these people's personality. Their vibe works with mine. Let me go ahead and give them a call. And then you find out all the fine details from there. That's really what I want this to be.
Right. Like for us, like I'm excited because we've already recorded 3 episodes and those were stellar. Those were so fun, especially getting to know those people on not only a professional level, and knowing that if we ever got to work with them again, everything would be smooth, good vibes only kind of situation, but also on a personal level, and to realize, hey, we all have different experiences and we're all bringing different things to the table. It was just really nice. Yeah.
This is the place where you can build your dream team.
Yes.
That
Build
is
the dream team.
I think that is more important than finding like who was the, best caterer of 2024. And it's like, yeah, like their food's cool, but like, how are they going to mesh with your venue, your planner, like your goals, things like that? I think you just really need to make sure that everyone is there to really accommodate your day and not just be there to collect a paycheck and just get out of there. Because if your vendors all know how to work with each other, even if they haven't worked with each other, if they can communicate the right way, like that is a huge advantage for your wedding day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. Yeah.
Hashtag. Is that kids still say that?
Isn't it like hashtag?
Hashtag.
Does that make us old?
Everything makes us old because we're old.
Aww,
compared to
man.
Our baby.
We're not that old. Grandma is for sure. What else? Anything else that you feel like people should know about us before we wrap out of here?
I mean, I feel like they got a good vibe of we're dorks.
Yeah, we're goofy.
But we're professional.
I promise we're much more put together at weddings. Do you see us doing... So we've done a couple blogs on our site. Do you see us recapping weddings podcast form? Just like on our own. Like how often are people going to just see us?
I'd say like once a month you will see just us.
Okay.
Because for the most part...
Kind of talking about what's going on, recapping the month.
Like maybe, if we have X amount of weddings, talking about like our favorite part of each one. Things like that. But yeah, I think once a month you'll see us in this green room, and I won't wear green anymore.
Yeah, I'll probably throw on something different.
I won't mesh into the background.
That's fair.
Sorry.
That's fair. All right, well.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with us and, being goofy with us, I guess.
The Vow Factor.
The Vow Factor. Here we are.
Yay!
All right, see you in the next episode.
High five.
Oh, okay.
Go team!
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of The Vow Factor. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday for a new episode anywhere you stream your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram @_Sage and Rain. This month's episodes are sponsored by 223 Main, a premier event venue in Lamont, Illinois. If you're interested in being on the show or sponsoring, email us at info@sageandrain.com. See you next week.